Today, I'm with Miccosukee Fish and Wildlife on our way to do important environmental conservation work via swamp buggy. It is a beautiful blue ribbon day here in the Everglades. Temperature is just lovely, it's dry, it's breezy, and it is the dry season, which means the Miccosukee Fish and Wildlife are going to take advantage of this current environmental condition to do some habitat restoration, which is where Melany comes in. She is the tribal botanist. What's our mission today?
So our mission today is we're going to be filling in some gaps in the tree islands where we've had some canopy death.
Sacred tree islands, also known as hammocks, are clumps of hardwood trees that rise above the Everglades. In the wet season, they're like traditional islands surrounded by water. But in the dry season, like now, they float on a sea of grass. Historically, the Miccosukee territory extended from the Appalachian Mountains all the way down to the Florida Keys. But as European settlement intensified from the 16th century onward, they were gradually pushed out. And by the 1800s, the Everglades became their last refuge.
I was born in 1957 on an island called Yanchei. It means high island.
Just one generation before him, Mr. Frank's family were still hiding themselves from the outside world.
My people were told never, ever, ever leave the Everglades. Back in the 20s, where my people were still afraid of planes going by. When you hear a plane, when the sun goes down, put the fire out.
That's why preserving and protecting these unique island hammocks is such an important mission to the Miccosukee Tribe.
We have 70% loss of tree islands in the Everglades. So we're trying to help the remaining tree islands that are on our lands to continue to flourish.
As they disappear, so do their functions. They serve a lot of different purposes. They hold a lot of native biodiverse plants that we won't see anywhere else in the Everglades.
Tagging along for the swamp buggy ride, we've got Hector and we've got Trish, members of the community. For you, Trish, why is this experience so meaningful for you?
It's home. I don't know it as anything else other than home. Like, it's brought us protection since the beginning of our people, since we first came down here. It's good to just reconnect with our culture in that way.
We arrive to a very special tree island, unload our native plants grown in the Miccosukee greenhouse, and get to work. Welcome to your classical South Florida hammock. And immediately when you come inside, you can see it's a very different type of place compared to the expansion of the sea of grass, which is mostly sawgrass and a few other types of plants. What is happening with tree islands today?
So there's a couple of different threats. The main one is water levels. The water levels have been too high due to poor water management. We also have threats of invasive species that will completely shade out all of the understory and biodiversity that we want here.
So to make these tree islands more resilient, we need to increase the plant biodiversity, which means we're introducing new plants. So what are we gonna put right here?
We're gonna do a gumbo-limbo here because we have a nice open area in the canopy. You can see straight through to the sky. And so it's gonna shoot straight up. They like a lot of sun and just completely fill that gap.
All right, let's get to digging and planting.
Let's do it. All right.
Very rooty. You can see why they call this the root mat. So you can see that dense layer of roots that holds the soil in. It prevents erosion.
And the dead foliage from the canopy also helps create that soil.
Exactly.
So as long as the canopy is healthy, the tree islands can expand over time. But with the water intake, eventually, if it goes on long enough, it's just gonna be sawgrass.
What do you think? Good?
I think it looks great.
All right, awesome job.
Good job.
One gumbo-limbo, ready to go. Let's check on the guys. What you working on, Greg?
I'm about to plant this soapberry.
Soapberry.
Yes, sir.
A big focus for you is on the invasive species.
Yes, sir.
What has been the impact of invasive species on the Everglades?
The Lygodium, it will take over an entire canopy of a tree island.
Basically chokes out and outcompetes the
Definitely
native
does.
plants.
And the Brazilian pepper, it will actually put out a toxin in the soil to prevent other plants from growing, so it takes over entire ecosystems.
Brazilian pepper bush is a big, big problem in South Florida.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, Hector?
Hey, Jeff. It's been good.
So what are you planting right here?
This is called sandleaf. This tree is very important, not only for my culture, but for animals in this environment. It drops a lot of fruit. It's very nutritious.
Very important to the diversity of these tree islands. You want to plant it right here?
Yes. Living out here, Native Americans have been here for thousands and thousands of years, so what happens in the environment will ultimately affect us. Not only that, but the people of Florida. And the people of Florida should get inspiration and learn from the Miccosukee. Not only how the environment worked, but how it was back then.
People ask me all the time, where is the sacred place? The whole Everglades, the trees, the birds, the animals, it's sacred to us.